Swastika. The swastika, one of the most infamous symbols in modern history, was originally an ancient symbol with positive connotations. Found in cultures spanning India, East Asia, Europe, and the Americas, it represented prosperity, life, and harmony in traditions like Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. However, in the early 20th century, the Nazi Party appropriated the symbol, reversing its meaning entirely. Adolf Hitler personally chose it as the emblem of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, claiming it embodied Aryan racial purity and the fight for the master race. The Nazi flag's red background symbolized socialism, the white circle represented nationalism, and the black swastika denoted the Aryan struggle. As the Nazi regime gained power, the swastika was prominently displayed on flags, armbands, military uniforms, and state buildings, becoming synonymous with Nazism, hate, and genocide. Its association with the atrocities of the Holocaust and World War II permanently transformed its global perception into one of terror and oppression. Eagle atop the swastika. The Reichsadler, or imperial eagle, was a symbol deeply rooted in German history, with origins dating back to the Holy Roman Empire, where the eagle signified power, unity, and sovereignty. The Nazi regime modified this traditional icon to align with its totalitarian ideology. In their version, the eagle was depicted gripping a wreath encasing a swastika, symbolizing the supremacy of the Nazi state. There were two primary variants, the Parteiadler, used for the Nazi Party, and the Reichsadler, representing the German government. The eagle's imposing design, often shown with outstretched wings, was intended to project strength and dominance. It appeared on a wide range of official insignia, including government seals, military uniforms, coins, and architecture. This adaptation not only tied the Nazis to Germany's imperial past, but also emphasized their control over all aspects of the state, intertwining traditional heritage with a brutal, authoritarian future. SS runes. The SS runes, also known as the Schutzstaffel Sig runes, were the insignia of the SS, the paramilitary organization responsible for enforcing Nazi ideology and carrying out some of its most heinous crimes, including the Holocaust. Designed by SS member Walter Heck, the symbol consisted of two stylized lightning bolt-like runes derived from the ancient Germanic Futhark alphabet. These runes, representing the letter S, were associated with victory in Germanic mythology, but were reinterpreted by the Nazis to stand for the Schutzstaffel. The SS was a cornerstone of the regime's oppressive apparatus, overseeing the Gestapo, concentration camps, and racial policies. The runes appeared on SS uniforms, flags, and vehicles, serving as a menacing symbol of the organization's ruthlessness and loyalty to Adolf Hitler. Their stark, angular design was deliberately chosen to evoke a sense of fear and mysticism, reinforcing the SS's reputation as an elite and fanatical force. Even after World War II, the runes remain a potent symbol of hate and are banned or restricted in many countries. Iron Cross. The Iron Cross was originally a Prussian military decoration established by King Friedrich Wilhelm III during the Napoleonic Wars in 1813. It symbolized bravery, valor, and military achievement and was used in subsequent German conflicts, including the Franco-Prussian War and World War I. When the Nazis rose to power, Adolf Hitler revived and modified the Iron Cross, adding a swastika at its center to align it with Nazi ideology. It became a key military decoration awarded to soldiers for acts of exceptional bravery or leadership during World War II. The medal featured a black cross with a silver border, a stark and recognizable design rooted in German military tradition. By incorporating the swastika, the Nazis transformed the Iron Cross into a symbol not just of military valor, but of loyalty to the Third Reich and its ideology. After the war, the symbol's use was largely discontinued, and modern versions in Germany omit the swastika, reverting to its pre-Nazi design. Totenkopf. The Totenkopf, or Death's Head, was a skull and crossbones emblem used by various German military units since the 18th century, symbolizing fearlessness in battle and readiness to face death. The Nazis adopted and popularized this symbol as the insignia of the Schutzstaffel, SS, particularly the Totenkopfverbände, which was responsible for administering concentration camps. The design featured a stylized skull with hollow eyes and crossed bones beneath or behind it. For the SS, the Totenkopf represented unwavering loyalty, a willingness to sacrifice, and a ruthless approach to enforcing Nazi ideology. It was prominently displayed on SS caps, uniforms, and vehicles, signifying elite status and instilling fear. The emblem became synonymous with the regime's atrocities, particularly the systemic mass murders carried out in the camps. Today, the Totenkopf is regarded as a symbol of oppression and terror and is heavily restricted or banned in many countries. Black Sun. The Black Sun, or Schwarze Sonne, is a mystical symbol associated with Nazi occultism and the SS. The design consists of a circular arrangement of 12 radial runes resembling sun rays, often interpreted as representing the solar wheel or esoteric Aryan heritage. It was prominently featured in the SS's Wolfsburg Castle, which Heinrich Himmler envisioned as a spiritual center for the SS. The symbol did not have widespread use during the Nazi era, but was closely tied to the regime's fascination with mysticism, paganism, and Germanic mythology. Himmler and other high-ranking SS officers believed in blending ancient symbols with Nazi ideology to create a mythical narrative of Aryan supremacy. After World War II, the Black Sun gained prominence in neo-Nazi and far-right circles, often as a covert reference to Nazi beliefs. Its sinister association with racial purity and occultism makes it a highly controversial and inflammatory symbol in modern times. SA symbol. The SA, or Sturmabteilung, stormtroopers, was the Nazi Party's original paramilitary organization, and its symbol reflected its militarized and aggressive nature. The SA emblem often featured a combination of symbols, such as a swastika or crossed swords, highlighting their role as enforcers of Nazi ideology and soldiers of the so-called Brown Revolution. The SA was crucial in the Nazi Party's early rise to power, serving as a force to intimidate political opponents, protect Nazi rallies, and incite street violence against communists, Jews, and other perceived enemies. The organization's members, nicknamed the Brown Shirts, due to their distinctive uniforms, became a highly visible and feared force in German society during the 1920s and early 1930s. However, the SA's growing size and radicalism began to threaten Hitler's leadership and his relationship with conservative elites, including the military. This tension culminated in the Night of the Long Knives in 1934, when Hitler ordered a purge of SA leaders, significantly weakening the organization. Despite this, the SA symbol retained a symbolic connection to the Nazi Party's violent origins and its emphasis on brute force as a political tool. Today, the SA and its insignias are remembered as representations of unchecked political violence and totalitarianism. Heil Hitler Salute. The Heil Hitler Salute, also known as the straight arm salute, became one of the most infamous and universally recognized symbols of the Nazi regime. This gesture involved extending the right arm at a slightly upward angle with the palm facing down, often accompanied by the phrases Heil Hitler or Sieg Heil, which translate to Hail Hitler and Hail Victory, respectively. The salute originated as a modified version of the Roman salute, intended to evoke a sense of martial discipline and imperial grandeur. After Hitler became chancellor in 1933, the salute was formalized as a mandatory expression of loyalty to the Führer and his ideology. It was used in nearly every aspect of life in Nazi Germany, from official ceremonies and military parades to everyday greetings between civilians. By enforcing its use, the Nazi Party ensured that even the smallest social interactions reinforced its propaganda, creating a sense of omnipresence and fear. Failure to perform the salute could lead to suspicion, social ostracism, or even punishment by the authorities. Beyond its symbolic meaning, the salute functioned as a tool of psychological control, normalizing allegiance to the Nazi state. After World War II, the salute was outlawed in Germany and many other countries, becoming an enduring symbol of oppression, fanaticism, and totalitarianism. Nazi Party Badge. The Nazi Party Badge was a small, circular pin worn by members of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, as a mark of loyalty and affiliation. The badge featured a red border inscribed with the words National Sozialistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, National Socialist German Workers' Party, surrounding a central black swastika on a white background. The design mirrored the Nazi flag, reinforcing the party's visual identity. It was an official item issued to party members, symbolizing their commitment to the party's goals and ideologies. Higher-ranking members often wore more elaborate versions, such as the Golden Party Badge, which was awarded to early members or those who had shown exceptional service to the Nazi cause. This small but potent symbol served as a constant reminder of allegiance to the party and Adolf Hitler. After the war, wearing or displaying such insignia was banned in Germany and many other countries due to its association with Nazi atrocities. Wolfsangel. The Wolfsangel, or Wolf's Hook, is an ancient rune-like symbol historically used in German heraldry and folklore, often associated with protection and freedom. During the Nazi era, it was co-opted and used in various insignia, most notably by some Waffen-SS units and the Hitler Youth. The Wolfsangel was often depicted as a hooked or Z-shaped symbol, giving it a distinct and intimidating appearance. The Nazis reinterpreted the symbol to align with their ideology, associating it with Germanic heritage, strength, and the purity of the Aryan race. It was commonly emblazoned on banners, flags, and military vehicles. Although it was not as prominent as the swastika, its adoption by elite units like the Waffen-SS tied it to the regime's violent and oppressive actions. In post-war contexts, the Wolfsangel has been appropriated by far-right extremist groups, further cementing its controversial and hateful connotations. Odal Rune. The Odal Rune, or Othala, is an ancient symbol from the runic alphabet associated with inheritance, ancestry, and homeland in Germanic and Norse traditions. The Nazis appropriated this symbol as part of their efforts to connect their ideology to an idealized version of Aryan heritage and racial purity. The Odal Rune was used prominently by the Hitler Youth, SS units, and other organizations promoting the regime's racial policies. Its angular design, resembling a diamond with two upward-pointing extensions, made it a striking visual emblem. In Nazi propaganda, the rune represented the preservation of Aryan bloodlines, land ownership, and cultural heritage. This symbol, like many others co-opted by the Nazis, has been tainted by its association with the regime's genocidal policies. In modern times, it has been adopted by neo-Nazi and far-right groups, making it a controversial and banned symbol in many countries. Arrow Cross Symbol. The Arrow Cross symbol was the emblem of the Arrow Cross Party, a far-right, ultranationalist, and Nazi-aligned political party in Hungary. The design consists of two arrows crossing each other in a central cross, with all four arrowheads pointing outward. This imagery symbolized the party's belief in the expansion of Hungary's territory and its vision of a unified, strong nation-state dominated by ethnic Hungarians. The party, led by Ferenc Szalasi, promoted extreme anti-Semitism, anti-communism, and the idea of a hierarchical, militarized society. The Arrow Cross Party came to power in October 1944, during the later stages of World War II, with support from Nazi Germany. During their brief reign, they were responsible for horrific atrocities, including the mass murder of tens of thousands of Hungarian Jews and the deportation of many others to Auschwitz. Their militias also carried out brutal killings, such as shooting Jewish prisoners into the Danube River. The Arrow Cross symbol became an enduring emblem of hate and genocide and is banned in Hungary and other nations as a hate symbol today. It remains a stark reminder of the atrocities committed by this fascist regime. Coburg Badge. The Coburg Badge, or Coburger Abzeichen in German, was a commemorative honor awarded by the Nazi Party to individuals who participated in the so-called Battle of Coburg on October 14–15, 1922. This was one of the first major confrontations in the Nazi Party's history, where Adolf Hitler and around 800 SA Sturmabteilung members clashed violently with left-wing and communist demonstrators in the town of Coburg, Bavaria. The event was significant for the Nazis because it marked a turning point in their use of organized violence to assert dominance over their political opponents. The badge itself featured a prominent black swastika at the center, surrounded by a wreath of oak leaves, which symbolized strength and tradition. Encircling the design was the inscription, Mit Hitler in Coburg 1922, with Hitler in Coburg 1922. It became one of the most coveted decorations in the Nazi Party, granted exclusively to participants of the event, and later considered one of the Nazi Party's honor badges. It symbolized loyalty to Hitler, the early struggles of the movement, and the militarization of political activism that would become central to the Nazi ideology. The Coburg Badge was an integral part of Nazi propaganda, elevating the event to mythological status within the party's narrative. NSKK insignia. The nskk insignia was the emblem of the National Sozialistisches Kraftfahrkorps, NSKK, or National Socialist Motor Corps, a paramilitary organization of the Nazi Party. The nskk focused on training its members in motor vehicle operation and maintenance, emphasizing the militarization and mobilization of vehicles for the Nazi cause. The insignia typically featured a winged swastika, symbolizing speed, power, and the organization's role in advancing Nazi mobility and logistics. Some versions also incorporated a steering wheel or vehicle motifs, reflecting its focus on automotive expertise. Formed in 1931, the nskk played a critical role in the Third Reich by providing logistical support, managing transportation for the Wehrmacht, and organizing motorized parades and propaganda campaigns. It also served as a training ground for drivers and mechanics, preparing them for military service. The nskk insignia was prominently displayed on uniforms, vehicles, and official documents, reinforcing its identity as a key component of Nazi infrastructure. While not as infamous as the SS or SA, the nskk was instrumental in the regime's efforts to modernize its military and civilian transportation systems, particularly as Germany prepared for and waged war. The winged swastika, as part of the insignia, symbolized the Nazi Party's emphasis on modernity and its desire for technological superiority. Today, the insignia is banned or restricted in many countries due to its association with the Nazi regime and its ideologies. nsfk insignia. The nsfk insignia was the emblem of the National Sozialistisches Fliegerkorps, NSFK, or National Socialist Flyers Corps, a paramilitary aviation organization of the Nazi Party. The nsfk insignia prominently featured a stylized winged swastika, symbolizing flight, power, and allegiance to Nazi ideology. Often depicted in silver or gold, the emblem was displayed on uniforms, flags, and aircraft, reflecting the organization's focus on aviation and its role in promoting the regime's militaristic and expansionist goals. The NSFK was established in 1937 as a successor to the Deutscher Luftsportverband, DLV, the German Air Sports Association, and served as a way to train pilots and aviation personnel under the guise of civilian air sports, circumventing the restrictions imposed by the Treaty of Versailles. The NSFK worked closely with the Luftwaffe, Germany's air force, and its members were often funneled into military aviation roles. It also played a significant role in fostering a culture of aviation enthusiasm among German youth, aligning with the regime's broader propaganda efforts. The winged swastika in the NSFK insignia embodied the organization's emphasis on modernity, speed, and technological advancement, aligning aviation with the Nazi vision of dominance and innovation. Although not as prominent as other paramilitary organizations like the SA or SS, the NSFK contributed to Germany's war readiness by developing skilled pilots and engineers. Today, the NSFK insignia is banned in many countries due to its direct association with Nazi ideology and its role in preparing Germany for World War II. I know you were expecting more video like this. So, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world, and it helps me bringing you more content.